It's way too slow. That is the point. After buying a drone, your game will be much bigger than that, much bigger than you expect. I'm going to help you out in choosing one. What up YouTube? Welcome back. My name is Abishek Swami, and today we're going to talk about my favorite gear out of my entire kit. It's gotta be my drone. I really enjoy talking about drones because it is one of the most advanced photography gear that you could possibly own. If you are considering stepping up your game a little bit, your photography field a little bit, make even more amazing photographs, take even more amazing videos, I'm going to help you out in choosing one. So just like buying any other gear, before buying a drone, as I would always say, buy the best basic version, find out your niche, know what is in it for you, know whether you actually use it like you imagine to be. A lot of times I buy things imagining it used at various situations, but the situation never comes and I end up not using it. So I made it a practice to, get the best basic version, learn with it, find out your niche, know what is that you need, what is that you expect from the next one, and then upgrade the particular kit. So in that order, I'm going to take the budget into the consideration. We are going to look at the entry level drones. What do we have? We've got the DJI Mavic Mini, we've got the DJI Mavic Spark. Is it the DJI Mavic Spark? I think it's called the DJI Spark, not Mavic. It's not one among the Mavic series. So it's the DJI Spark, DJI Mavic Mini, and the DJI Mavic Air. If your budget allows to buy you anything more than these three drones, go ahead. If you can afford the DJI Mavic Pro, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Phantom, the Inspire, well and good. However, if these three drones are the only drones in your budget and you're really, trying to haggle the price here and there and go for something lesser than the DJI Mavic Air, I'm going to tell you to reconsider and go for the DJI Mavic Air. And here's why. So let's talk about the video specs. The DJI Mavic Air is the only entry-level drone that can shoot 4K. And in this era where my phone is 4K, my Osmo Action is 4K. It's not an Osmo Action, it's an Osmo 4K. Why do I keep confusing it? Nevertheless, my DJI Osmo Pocket is 4K, my laptop is 4K, my desktop is 4K, my TV is 4K, everything is 4K. So in this current era, if you're going to buy a drone, it really would make more sense to go for a drone that can actually shoot 4K. And the DJI Mavic Air can shoot 4K at 30 FPS, while the other two drones can only shoot 2K, 2.7K. So that is technically called 2K, I guess. While it's better than 1080p, it is still not 4K. And the 4K really look appealing to your eyes, and DJI Mavic Air could make wonders with it. Talking about cinematography or talking about videography, the next thing that comes is the slow-mo. The slow motion videos, which again even an iPhone can capture. The DJI Mavic Air can shoot 120 frames in full HD, that is 1080p, 120 frames per second, which looks amazing. I've shot it a couple of times and the video output is beautiful, impeccable. However, neither the DJI Mavic Mini nor the DJI Spark can shoot slow-mo videos, let alone 120 frames per second. Next, let's talk about photography. So when it comes to photography, one of the basic needs in my opinion is the ability to shoot raw. An image which you could post-process after shooting, an image which you can shoot and not be worried about the histogram, not worried about the highlights, the shadows, the whites and blacks. Having a raw image is always better than having a JPEG image, and the DJI Mavic Air is the only entry-level drone which could again shoot raw. I do a lot of post-processing with my images, so I always prefer to shoot raw images. If you are into photography and you're going to use your drone to shoot aerial images, I'm pretty sure you would also want to shoot raw, and the DJI Mavic Air can alone do that. The DJI Mavic Air is again the only drone which can shoot high dynamic range photographs, the HDR photographs. So you've got 4K videos, you've got images, what else do you need? You would want to shoot cinematic footages that look very smooth, footages that does not shake, that does not look very harsh while it turns, very harsh while it moves. So that is where the cinematic mode comes into play. The DJI Mavic Air is the only entry-level drone which has the cinematic mode. And shooting in cinematic mode makes a huge difference when compared to shooting in manual mode. The drone movement is way slower, the gimbal movement is way slower, the panning, the ups, the downs, the forward, the backward, everything turns out to be way smooth when you shoot in cinematic mode. While you could replicate all these movements manually, I would really not suggest or advise, because while you're out there shooting, controlling the drone's movement is going to be a huge task, and you will want to spend less time ensuring it is smooth, ensuring it is cinematic. what else do you need? You need a stabilized footage. The DJI Mavic Air comes with an inbuilt 3-axis gimbal stabilizer, and this stabilizer works really great. I've never found my footage is shaky, and even with the top speed going on, talking about speed, that is what coming up next. Even at great speeds, the gimbal works seamlessly. So let's talk about speed. So if you're going to use a drone where you track, let's say you shoot cars, you shoot animals, or you really want to pump up your speed of your drone, the DJI Mavic Air at its sports mode can go up to 60 kilometers per hour. My drone personally, it has clocked 94 kilometers an hour. Drone is very costly affair. It costs around anywhere between 60,000 to 80,000. That is in Indian rupees. So the next thing that comes into play is safety. The DJI Mavic Air is equipped with a forward, backward and a downward sensor, which would ensure your drone does not crash. Let's say in a situation where the drones are out of your eyes and it is flying somewhere else. The DJI Mavic Air can sense obstacles in front of it, behind it and below it. While the other two drones are having sensors, it is not on all three sides, which is a great plus because, as I told you earlier, it's a very costly affair. You do not want to crash it, you do not want it to get damaged. So one more tip, if you're going to buy a drone, always go for the Fly More combo or whatever combo it's called, where it comes with a lot more gear. I got my DJI Mavic Air with the Fly More combo. I got 3 additional batteries, and after a couple of shoots they were not sufficient to me, so I got one more battery. So the flight time of the DJI Mavic Air is also nothing to complain about. It gives a decent flying time of, let's say, 20 to 25 minutes based on how we are flying the drone. While it is lesser than the DJI Spark, the DJI Spark offers a 30-minute flying time in 14 kilometers an hour. And 14 kilometers an hour is nothing. It's way too slow. You could probably use it while you're capturing, I don't know, someone. It's way too slow. That is the point. The DJI Mavic Air offers a decent flying time of 20 to 25 minutes that is not under lap conditions, that is based on my personal experience. I rarely use the sports mode. It is generally in the cinematic mode. That is more than enough for me to test the situation, add on filters and begin my shoot. So keeping all this stuff in mind, if you are going to buy a drone for photography and cinematography to take amazing videos and photographs, the DJI Mavic Air is the bare minimum drone that you should be considering. Yes, I know it is a little pricey than the DJI Mavic Mini and the DJI Spark, but the difference you're going to pay is absolutely worth it. If you are still not convinced and you still don't trust me, I've got 2 or 3 videos. I've got 3 videos which I've shot completely with my DJI Mavic Air in my YouTube channel. I'll put the link below. You guys can have a look and be a judge for yourself. If you got any more queries regarding the DJI Mavic Air or anything about drones in general, leave a comment below. I'll come back to it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.